The Trevor Jackson Podcast.
You know, I got a video on my channel. It's one of my most watched videos talking about this man, Pastor Manning. He is out of Harlem, New York City. He says a lot of profound things about black people. And a lot of people agree with him, and a lot of people disagree with Pastor Manning. But he is extremely viral. And as of recently, I heard him say this on this video. He said, Black people are the best slaves. This is an 8-minute clip. We may not listen to all of it. We may listen to about 5 or 6 minutes of it, though. But let's get on into this, man, and see what this brother's talking about. Real spill.
Now, when you look at black people, you look at the African American people, what you will see are a people that, of all the people on the planet, have been the easiest people in time and antiquity to enslave. Nobody, no other people, while there have been enslavement, there have been nation capturing nations. When America came here and took this nation from the American Indians, the Navajo, the Arapaho, the Cherokee, the Blackfoot, all of that, America could not enslave the Indians. They wouldn't do it. They would not be slaves. They would not serve the purpose of slave, not even indentured servants. They wouldn't do it. The American Indians would not. It's been tried in France. It's been tried in India with the class systems. It's been tried with peoples all over. Russia has tried it. Nobody has made a good a slave as black people, the ones on the dark continent of Africa. Of course, they don't call it that anymore. Nobody has been a good a slave as black people. Now, I'm not saying this because I dislike black people. I live in a black skin. I live under, well, I suppose culturally people will identify me as an African American, and I live in a black skin. The name that I have, James Manning, comes from the Irish that lived in South Carolina that gave liberty to my father and my mother. But I live in a black skin. I'm not saying the things about black people because I would want to hurt or harm them or not identify with them. I'm saying it because it's historically true. Search the records. When the Jews went into Egypt to be slaves, the quarters, the living quarters, were not the same as were down in the quarters of the slaves here in America. There was no intermingling of Pharaoh and his army and his people with the Jewish people. The Jews remained pure-blooded Jews. There was no mixture. There was no miscegenation. And there was equity. There were more of servants, indentures.
Hold on. He caught my attention with that there was no mixture. As if people wanted to be all worded, you know, because some of those slaves in that era, when we look at the reason why it's mixed cultures and stuff, they was, taken advantage of. That's the word I want to use. Or is he saying that some people was willing participants? Some people was just wanting master to, create with them. This brother is crazy, boy. He be saying some stuff. Let him continue on.
Than they were slaves. And even the boy Moses was found by Pharaoh's daughter floating down the Nile River. She picked him up. Though he was the son of a slave, she picked him up and brought him to Pharaoh's court, and Pharaoh kept him and treated him like it was his own son. Nobody on the planet Earth has ever been as willing a slave as the so-called black man, the so-called African-American man. Nobody has ever been. And the reason why the black man has served as a good slave, has made a good slave, is because of his mentality. Now, my job is to wake him up. My job is to bring the stark truth that has caused him to behave the way he behaves, live the way he lives, kill and cut and lie and cheat and be dependent. My job is to clean all that up, tear all that up, and make him a man, because he's not a man now. Jesse Jackson is not a man. Al Sharpton is not a man. Black leaders, T.D. Jakes is not a man. Barack Hussein Obama is not a man. They're slaves. They still have the slave mentality. Louis Farrakhan is not a man. They're slaves. They're still slaves. They have not yet, if they were men, then black people would not be living, doing, killing, living at the bottom of the world's social register, have died out. Whether it was in 1965, there were 40 million blacks, Afro-Americans, or Negroes in America. Now they're only 30 million. 10 million have died. 2 million are in prison because black people have not become men and women yet. They're still slaves. And the very fact that they follow people like Barack Hussein Obama, and you can't show them the truth, that's how they became slaves in the first place. The witch doctors in Africa sold them to the white man, and they refuse to acknowledge it to this very day. Black people still tell that Kunti Kinte lie, that white people came and threw a net on them and caught them one by one in the jungle and put 5,000 of them on a ship at one time. It didn't happen that way. It's a lie, but black people fail to recognize it because a slave never looks at the truth. They sold the Jesse Jacksons, the Al Sharptons, the Barack Hussein Obamas, sold black babies into slavery to white slave traders off the west coast of Africa. But to this very day, black people won't acknowledge it. To this very day, black people will not realize they've not built anything. All of their cities are ghettos, filled with crime, laden with darkness and filth, when it doesn't have to be that way. Black people could be cleaner, safer, more loyal, more integral. They can be. They don't want to be. They don't want to be. They don't want to be. They enjoy being dependent. They enjoy the lies of the Democratic Party that keeps them dependent. They enjoy hearing somebody say, we'll build a house for you. You don't have to build your own. We'll build a school for you. You don't have to build your own. It's in their hearts. It's a curse. All these groups growing up, white people are the devils, and the Jews, real Jews, are the black people. All this confusion, all this prosperity, talking in tongues, blasphemy, Pentecostal, Baptist, Methodist foolishness. Al Sharpton is not a man, he's a slave. Jesse Jackson is not a man, he's a slave. T.D. Jakes is not a man, she's a slave.
Boy, this brother is cooking some shit. You may disagree, but statistically in how he's speaking, boy, this brother is cooking. When I look at Chicago and Memphis, you know, I try not to string up all of us together because black doesn't speak specific enough. You know, you have people that's not even from America that's considered black just because of the color of their skin, and their crime rates and things get, you know, wrapped in with the American black people who actually don't behave like that. All of us don't behave like that. But when I look at the metropolitan cities, this majority of us, is crazy. When I look at the crime statistics, the Detroits, the Gary, Indianas, the Memphis, Tennessee, the Atlanta, Charlotte, you know, that's where I'm located, man. It's probably a lot of black people here. It's majority black, but to me, this black heaven, to be honest with you. The crime rates ain't that high like that. in comparison to a Tennessee or Alabama or something like that. You know, him calling Al Sharpton not a man, I just was wondering why every time somebody black die, Al Sharpton and Ben Crump have to appear. They appearing right now in that Noah Wells situation, and they making it a racial topic when it was obviously clear that the Noah Wells guy was cool with white people. You know, not taking defense for the white individuals or whatever though, but those was his friends. He played football with them. He felt comfortable around them. Things happen when the youth is around each other. I would like to get a better understanding for that case before I speak on it, because I'm really not a person that talks about criminality like that. But he caught my attention when he said TD Jakes is a slave. He is not a man. Al Sharpton is not a man. He's a slave. Barack Obama is not a man. He's a slave. This is very interesting. Let me let this brother continue on.
Cornel West is not a man. He's a slave. And then you have people like Maya Angelou and Toni Morrison say to you that the first black president was William Jefferson Clinton, even though he's a white man. The slave mentality in the dreadlock wearing Toni Morrison and the dreadlock wearing Maya Angelou wearing their dreadlocks, yet calling the white Bill Clinton a black president. Slave mentality. They're slaves. And needs to stop. And you need to hear the truth. Now you let another slave, Barack Obama, vote. You voted for him, sold your soul to the devil for him. Well, I'm here to deliver the truth. First of all, black people need to repent and need to stand up in mass and say, thank God for the white America. Thank God that he's allowed you, even in slavery, you're brought here. You got a great chance to live in the greatest nation on the planet. You need to start there, and you better not call me an Uncle Tom or an Uncle Ruckus or a porch monkey, because I'm telling you the truth. You're never going to get anywhere until you start praising God for being here in America. Oh, otherwise, we'll send you down to Haiti or send you over there to Zimbabwe that used to be Rhodesia, which used to be a great nation, or send you over there to South Africa, or to Rwanda, or Uganda with Idi Amin, or Monrovia with Master Sergeant Doe. Stop this foolishness. Black people killing one another. You need to thank God, and you need to open your minds to the truth. And I'm going to tell it.
Welcome to another.
This is the conversation I wanted to switch to anyway in the first place. This is Coleman Hughes and Dr. Cornel West. You can see it in my showrunner at the bottom. I wanted to get to this conversation, but good God Almighty, that brother said you need to thank God that you are in America. And you know what? I actually agree with this brother wholeheartedly. I want to say it. Thank God I'm in America.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.